Corsairs Battle of the Caribbean looks and sounds like a game from your childhood, because it is, if you were a fan of Sid Meier's Pirates, Port Royal and those sorts of games. It's a refreshed version of a cult pirate strategy game from 1999, and honestly it looks like a perfect game for me. You manage a fleet, trade, fire cannons, and play as one of 5 factions: French, English, Danish, Spanish or Dutch. The game will be available both on PC and PS5 and features both a campaign mode and a new skirmish mode with online multiplayer for up to 4 players. For fans of playing with ships, this could be one of those quiet surprises of the month. The game comes out on May 18th. This game is as loud on the market as the engines you'll hear in it. Well, except for the electric cars, of course. Forza Horizon 6 drops on May 19th for Xbox and PC. This time, the festival moves to Japan. Over 550 cars, the biggest map in series history, Tokyo, Hokkaido, Mount Fuji. The game is on Game Pass from day one, so if you're subscribed, you can just hop in and drive. For the impatient, there's Premium Edition available for early access that kicks off on May 15th. Of course, with a higher pricing. This will definitely be one of the loudest launches of the year. I'm really curious to see how it holds up in practice. This is one of those projects that industry veterans have been waiting for years, because it's made by the people who invented Deus Ex and the Thieves series, including the legendary Warren Spector. Thick as Thieves is a stealth game set in an alternate early 20th century in the fictional Scottish city of Kilcairn. Magical steampunk vibes, thieves, secrets, short missions with increasing difficulty. You can play solo, of course, but the game was built around multiplayer and cooperation. And of course we have Michael Scott's favorite thing, parkour. Only PC for now, but consoles coming up later. The game looks really promising, and if you have friends with whom you play Payday 2 for example, this should be perfect. Release date May 20th. If you know the World War I game series, Verdun, Tannenberg, Isonzo, then you know what to expect. Gallipoli is the 4th entry in the series, this time moving us to the Ottoman front in the World War I. Beach landings, desert warfare, realistic weapon mechanics. The game has full crossplay between PC, PS5 and Xbox. The series has sold over 4 million copies over the years, so the foundation is solid. Not much else to add. Put on your uniform and get to the front, soldier! The game comes out on May 21st. Now here's a game I'm not quite sure what to think about given all the drama surrounding the studio making it, but fans of Disco Elysium are definitely watching it closely. Zero Parades is a new title from Zaum. It's not a sequel or a spiritual successor. It's a completely new world, a brand new story. You play as Herschel Wilk, codename Cascade, who returns to service 5 years after a catastrophic mission. The tone is spy noir in an isometric RPG with, reportedly, rich storytelling. It launches on May 21st on PC. Well, who knows, maybe they will deliver on their promises. We'll see. A game that won't shock anyone but could still delight if done right. Lego Batman is, well, Lego Batman. You punch villains in a brick world and laugh at the humorous cutscenes. Legacy of the Dark Knight dives into the full Batman universe. New heroes, new villains. The game launches on May 22nd on PC, Xbox and PS5. I don't have much more to say here. Fans of Lego and Batman will feel right at home. Are you tired of The Sims never getting a proper successor because Inzoi didn't convince you? Well, Paralives is trying to make the case that this time it will work. It launches on May 25th, of course it's early access, and on PC and Mac. And the developers have promised that all the future updates will be free, no paid expansions. The character creator, called the Paramaker, makes a genuinely impressive first impression. That being said, the developers themselves say it plainly, if you want the full experience, you need to wait a few months. The live mode is still pretty thin, and keep in mind the price will increase during the early access phase, so whoever gets early pays less. We'll see if anyone can actually dethrone The Sims this time. I have my doubts. I'll definitely be checking this one out anyway. And lastly, the biggest release of the month. 007 First Light is the first serious James Bond game in over a decade. The last one came out in 2012 and was, Well, it wasn't a success. This time IO Interactive is at the helm. They are the studio behind the Hitman series, so personally, I will be playing this one for sure, because I'm absolutely in love with the recent Hitman games. We play as young Bond, 26 years old, little bit rough around the edges, reminds me a bit of Nathan Drake with a dash of Tom Holland. We've got Bond's origin story, multiple approaches to every mission, stealth gadgets, convincing NPCs that you're on their side, or just walking through the front door and punching people in the face. The game has already divided players over Lana Del Rey's theme song, which personally I don't understand because it's amazing, and the gameplay looks genuinely good, even if there are already some critiques floating around. Anyway, we'll see. This is going to be a very important release this year that's coming up on May 27th. And now time for some honorable mentions, also dropping in May, worth keeping an eye on. Directive 8020 launches as early as May 12th on PS5, Xbox and PCs. It's a new horror game from Supermassive Games with a sci-fi twist in space. In May, we're also finally supposed to get the Polish king of memes, Fuszerka, which in English is called Cheap Car Repair, on May 28th for PCs. We'll see if the developers approach the game the way we're supposed to approach cars on sale. You can sell it if it's good enough. That same day, May 28th, also sees the release of the remake of The End of the Greatest RPG of All Time. Yes, that is the full name of this game. It's a meta puzzle set in the final hour of a non-existent JRPG. You start at level 99, you don't know how the story began, you have to figure it out yourself. Sounds insane, which is probably the point. Looks like it could be the next Twitch hit. And finally, better than that, also a May release in which you can become John Wick. Well, not exactly, but it's a more realistic take on FPS games with vibes inspired by John Woo films. And that's it for today. Let us know in the comments what are you mostly looking forward to in May. Drop a sub, hit the bell. Welcome to our new channel. Thanks for watching, and this is not a goodbye. See you soon.